Hello everybody, welcome back to Life Stories. My name is Trent and I hope you're doing awesome as always. We got more stories from Reddit/entitledparents coming your way, so buckle in, get some snacks, we're getting started now. Our first story is titled, "My Spoiled Cousin and His Entitled Parents Ruined at Least One of My Birthdays." Hi there. I'm currently a bit anxious to talk about this. What I've gone through with my family is something I tend to keep very private, as it had consequences on my development as a child and my mental health in general. But a few days ago, I've read a story here that reminded me about this specific birthday, and since then, it seems to stay stuck in my mind. English is not my first language, so please, bear with me. For the people involved here, our cast is SC, my spoiled first cousin, who's 4 years younger than myself. I kinda grew up with him, and he was 6 years old when this happened. EP, the entitled parents of my SC, who are my entitled uncle from my mother's side and his wife. And me, I was celebrating my 10th birthday. I know that this event, taken as a one-time thing, doesn't look so bad, but for me, it wasn't a one-time thing. All my birthdays and other family gatherings were sort of like this after my SC was born. He was spoiled, specifically by my maternal grandmother and obviously his EP, because he was the first male to be born and he was 4 years younger than me. For a little bit of context, to summarize things as the dynamics in my family are quite complex, let's just say that the rules he had to follow were completely opposed to the rules I had to follow in terms of severity and responsibility, just for being 4 years older than him. And whatever he did was either not so bad or absolutely fantastic. Where what I did was always a disaster or simply not good enough. That's the distinction between the appreciation our actions. It's from the fact that he's a boy and I'm a girl. Now, this specific birthday was just the only one where I showed I couldn't stand my SC's behavior and his EP anymore. So, back to the story. Well, this was an important birthday to me. First, I was going from a 1-digit age to a 2-digit, and I was excited about this. Second, as a present from my parents, I was getting my very first big girl bike, which I chose with them a few weeks before, and I was pretty excited about that too. I was so impatient to try it in the garden that my birthday wasn't coming fast enough for me. On one weekend day in the summer, everybody gathered at my parents' house, my grandparents, SC and his EP, my aunt from my father's side, and the daughter of our direct neighbors, who was an older friend of mine. And everything was going great. I was, like always when I was with my SC, babysitting him while the adults were doing their things, because, yep, each time SC was with me, he became completely my sole responsibility. And whatever he could do, I've always been punished one way or another for his mistakes. Even if I tried my best to avoid him making them, but no one ever bothered to explain to him why what he did was wrong or hurtful, etc. By that time, I was completely used to that kind of dynamic, and that day I was okay with it, and I really did everything I could to be a good girl with everyone fearing I wouldn't get my present if things turned out badly, even though I already knew that I would have to clean the prodigious mess my SC made while playing in my room. That was also part of his spoiled behavior, losing or breaking things, making a mess but absolutely never having to apologize for absolutely anything. His EP never replaced the things he broke either, or apologized for him. At some point, my mom called us because it was time for cake, meaning that, a little bit later, I would finally get to ride my new bike. So, I ran and sat down at the table, very happy and ready for this traditional blowing candles picture. But while I was taking my breath, smiling, suddenly my SC began to cry and mumbled things to the ear of EP, who was holding him. One of the EPs, I don't remember who, got to me and asked if I was okay for my SC to blow out the candle first. I wasn't expecting that and just asked why. I was simply answered something like, "Oh, SC just wanted to. He's little, you know." To which I replied, "But it's my birthday. I've never blown his candle at his birthday." I never would have dared to ask something like that. And that's when SC decided to throw a tantrum to blow the candles off of my birthday cake. I was enraged and hurt and decided to just leave the table to go cry in the security of my room. My parents seemed to understand what I was going through, but couldn't do anything for me, because of the EP and the disapproving look my maternal grandmother gave to my mother. She knew it would have turned the party into a big and awful argument. The EP seemed to be astonished by my sudden rebellion, totally disapproving my behavior, but they didn't say anything. At that point, I just wanted to withdraw myself from the event, as though to kind of say, yeah, once again, just take whatever you want from me. But after a while, my father, understanding and reassuring, took me out of my now messy room to blow the candles I didn't want to blow anymore, as it was for the greater good. I complied, even though my SC was still going to blow the candles first. A picture I still have was taken when I got to blow the candles, and all you can see is a sad and broken little girl now forced to celebrate her 10th birthday with people who, for a good proportion, don't even care about the well-being of that girl, as long as SC was happy. Sadly, the story doesn't end there, as my SC also required, a little bit later, to ride my new bike first, even though his feet didn't touch the pedals and someone had to hold him on the bike. But I didn't care anymore. I didn't want to ride the bike either, as it was not really mine now, like all my birthday party. I literally let everybody ride on that bike before me, as some of the family members gathered there were actively trying to cheer me up by being goofy. And at some point, it worked, and I finally got, by the beginning of the evening, my first ride. Hey, I mean, not all birthdays go the way we plan, but this is why I like to keep kids away from my birthdays when I was growing up. Bringing little toddlers around, nah, not a good mix. My sincerest hopes that your birthdays since have been better, OP. And moving on from that, our next story is titled, and topically, Spray My Apartment in Exchange for Toilet Paper. Due to the virus, my landlord sent out a letter letting us know that there would be no pest control till further notice. They're unable to get a company out to spray the building, and even maintenance will only be called in for an emergency, such as a busted pipe or your fridge has stopped working. Even the office will be closed. However, rent is still due, of course. This story is both choosing beggar and entitled parent, so we'll call her EB for entitled beggar. Mixing genres, I like it. Anyway, I decided to go buy some bug spray of my own and do some pest control. It's starting to get warm, and I hate unwanted bugs in my house. I woke up early to go to Lowe's for the spray. After mixing it up, I started spraying the inside of my apartment, then the outside. It took me about 10 minutes to do everything. I'm inside, washing my hands, when someone knocks on my door. It's one of the neighbors from upstairs. Now, let me say, I don't know this woman very well. At best, we say hi and make little small talk if we happen to cross paths. That's it. This is the following conversation. Oh, hi EB. What's up? Everything okay? Hi OP. I saw you spraying something around your door and windows. May I ask what you were doing? Oh, I'm doing my own pest control since landlord can't get a company out here to do it. I know, that's terrible. My child hates bugs. Once he found a small roach in his room and freaked out. I had to go kill it for him. Ugh, I hate roaches too. That's one reason I decided to spray myself instead of waiting. Landlord said he isn't sure when he'll be able to get pest control again. What brand did you use? I tell her the brand, and her eyes light up. By now, I know what she wants from me. That's a good brand. Do you think you can do my apartment? I would really appreciate it. I'm sorry, EB, but I don't have enough for your apartment and mine. Since we don't know how long this will last, I want to save as much as possible. If you want to spray your apartment, I have a small can of spray you can have. I just bought it today, just as a backup. You can have it. I offer her one of those cans of bug spray you buy for spraying directly on the bug. It's more than enough for the apartment. EB took the can, looked it over with disgust, before handing it back to me. No, I don't want that. Come on, I saw you had one with gallons, with the spray nozzle on it. Please, it will take you 5 minutes to do my apartment and my windows. I can't afford for bugs to get into my apartment with all the food I have stocked up. I'll give you a couple rolls of toilet paper. Yeah, she seriously offered me toilet paper to spray her whole apartment, plus the outside windows and around her door. Mind you, the gallon brand I bought isn't expensive. With tax, I paid $8 for it. I don't need toilet paper. Look, all I can give you is the can. You can spray your baseboards and windows with this. I've done it before. I'm sorry, but I won't spray your apartment and mine. I think it's best you leave now. You are being very selfish right now, OP. Do you have kids? My little boy will lose his mind if he finds so much as a beetle in his room. You can at least spray his room for me since you're being an idiot. You have no idea how hard being a single mom is with a little boy. Just do my apartment and we'll both be happy. There's no need for that kind of language. I was going to offer to just do your door and your outside windows. However, since I'm being an idiot, I'm not going to help you at all now. Please don't bother me again. After that, I closed the door in her face. She pounded on it a few times before leaving. Later that evening, her kid comes knocking on my door and asks me for the small spray can I had offered EB before. I'm not going to be a jerk to the kid, so I gave it to him along with a bag of candy. I know this virus has everyone losing their minds, but to turn down help just because it's not the help you want is just a dick move. Yeah, it's a really good point to make. If there are people offering you help in these times, a time where everyone is struggling, take it. There's not much people have to give, and every little bit means a whole lot more than it otherwise would. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time for today's episode of Life Stories. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. My name is Trent. You know how this works. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. You guys already know. I hope to see you guys soon, and I hope you guys stay safe.